When I first met Dan, I was quite impressed as a genuine sort of a guy, really nice, sincere sort of bloke, always ready with a big smile. Yeah, there was just something about him that was special. And I thought, he'd be nice for Chels, for the guy she's been waiting for all her life.
I think we're all pretty keen to see that she did find someone she really wanted to be with, because it's important, I think, to everybody, to have a partner. You can have the greatest friends and parents in the world, but it's very important to have your own partner.
Chelsea is very discerning. She's very intuitive. She knows pretty well straight away what a person is like. She either likes them or she doesn't, and she knows whether to trust them or not. And it's always been that part of her that's always sort of kept her on track.
She was, she's a very particular girl. she knows what she wants.
She was never a girl to just go out with anybody, because if they weren't special to her, there was no point. When she met Dan, I think things started to fall into place for her.
So I went along to visit Mum and Dad's church, and I spotted this fellow in the front row wearing his smart R.M. Williams. I like R.M. Williams because I'm a country girl. So I noticed this fella with broad shoulders in the front row, and I said to Dad, "So who's that fella?" And he's like, "Oh, that's Daniel. We have a yarn after church every Sunday." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay." So that's when I first noticed him.
Well, I really noticed Chelsea on the first day I went to home groups at Pastor Percy's house. It was 2013, and we were doing some Bible studies, and that's when I first remember Chelsea.
But I didn't meet him till probably a few weeks after that, when Dad's like, "All right, I'll introduce you to Daniel." So he was having a chat to him. He said, "Oh, come over and meet my daughter Chelsea." And Daniel meets me, and Dad's standing next to him going, "Dad! Hi Daniel, how are you?" Yeah, so Daniel was none the wiser at that point that Dad was helping me out. So.
The group was taking photos, and the Pastor Sid, he called me to take photos with this group, and I called Chelsea over to come take a photo, and she said, No. And I said, "No, come on." And she came, and we took the photo.
It wasn't just obviously that he was a handsome fella, just the way about him. He was just a gentle, friendly guy. So yeah, that's why I first noticed him.
I think even if she didn't say it, she knew pretty well straight away that he was the guy that she was going to spend the rest of her life with, yeah.
When I first met him, I did feel like there was some significant connection, and I felt quite strongly about that. I think this is the guy. I got to know him a little bit, and then he went home for Christmas.
I was going to Fiji the very following week for the holidays. And then when I was in the plane, I started to look through my photos, and I was looking at the photo, and it really looked good. Hey, Chelsea really looked good. I was like, wow. Chelsea really looked good. I should have more conversations with this girl, and get to know her a little bit.
And then he never came back to Mum and Dad's church, so I was like, oh, okay, that's disappointing.
I was supposed to only go for 3 weeks, and I went for 3 months. And when I'd come back, because I was caught up in a lot of things and there's so much moving around, I went to Sydney.
He disappeared.
I travelled and worked in Sydney for a while and came back 2015, met up with the pastor of our church there, Percy Campbell. And
so it wasn't until 2 years later, one day Dad came home and said, "Oh yeah, Handsome Dan's back." We referred to him as Handsome Dan because there was another guy in the church whose name was Dan, but obviously I wasn't interested in him. So we used to always call him Handsome Dan. Not that he knew that. I'm like, oh, that's good. Yeah. It's like, that's it. You're not going to give me any No.
Percy Campbell, and we went to his house, and he sort of like stopped and said, "Hey, Daniel."
Oh, do you know there was someone who was interested in you?
And I'm like, "Really?" And I said, joking. And he said, "No, I'm serious, Daniel. There's a girl in church that's quite interested in you." And I'm wondering who the girl might be.
He goes, "If you can come back to me and tell me who you think it is, I'll let you know if it's a yes or a no."
Because I remember the photo that was taken in that 2013.
Both of us were in that photo. And he said to Percy, I can't remember her name, but it's the girl in the yellow dress.
And he said, "Chelsea." And I said, "That's the girl."
So after that, I came along with Mum and Dad to church. He spoke to me, but we had a bit of a chat and said good day, and I asked him where he'd been for the last 2 years.
Start to have a conversation, and she actually asked me out for a date, for coffee. But coffee became a whole day. It was out at Springfield Lakes, and it was a wonderful day.
That was Valentine's Day last year.
And that continued from there. As the weeks went, we were catching up every weekend, just spending time together and learning more, and then listening to Chelsea and all about her creativity, just her honesty. Yeah, it was really non-stop from there on.
Since they've started going out, she's become more of herself. I think with not having a man in her life, she was good at her work, but none of that satisfied her. And since meeting a man, which we knew was always the reason, she had to come to that place to meet someone special.
Yeah, for sure. And you can tell that with Dan. That's the sort of fellow he is, Yeah, he's straight up and down.
It was the week before I was going to propose to Chelsea. I had decided, I'm going to ask her dad and see what he says. And so I was thinking about how I'm going to say what I'm going to say. Dining table, having a cup of tea, and we were just talking. And I thought, this is probably it. This is probably the opportunity. And I sat with him and I said, "There's something I would like to, ask you." And he said, "Oh, yes." Yeah. And I said, "Yeah, Pete, you've been so great and so accepting of me, and such great parents, you have, Chelsea has. Thank you for all the acceptance and the support and all the good things that you've, not only with me, but, raising Chelsea up as a wonderful girl. Getting to know Chelsea is such a portrait of such good parents. And in this, I want to say our relationship has, has grown, and I want to ask her hand of marriage, if you would allow it."
I think he was actually more nervous about that than asking me.
Took a while, we were there talking, a bit of small talk, and I thought, and
I was really nervous,
and he said to me, I'd really I'd like to marry Chelsea, that'd be, if that's good with you, And I said, "Yeah, of course it is. You're more than welcome, that we'd be happy to have you in our family."
He stood up and, he shook my hand and gave me a hug and said, I wouldn't recommend anyone, better than we're happy with you, and yes, I would gladly. Just really wanted to honor him that way, be able to ask him, and he's such a great dad, Peter.
I wanted to kind of just take it easy and get to know each other and whatever before making it officially anything. But he really wanted it to be, it's either we are something or we're not. So I think I did a lot of my contemplating and thinking about it at the beginning. And so by the time I said, yep, okay, this is a thing, I was completely committed to where it was going.
I sat down, I had thought about it for a while. I was waiting for the right time to ask her. It was at night at Richlands, at my place there. I thought, well, I'm going to do this.
For a few weeks, he'd really been talking about, okay, when we can get married, when would be a good time, all that sort of stuff, and sort of talked around the actual question. And I was like, for goodness sake, Daniel, just come out with it. Like, just ask me.
I had planned with other people how I'm going to do this. So there were people that were really close to me that helped me in the preparations for this proposal. It was a restaurant that we had hired out for the night. It was going to be a Christmas sort of breakup for the group that we used to have our group meetings every Thursday. And this was a sort of a breakup for the year. We planned it that Chelsea wouldn't know, that we'll just tell everybody has to, get gifts for someone else. It was the Secret Santa thing that we did.
We were like 45 minutes late.
I had bought some gifts for Chelsea. And it was funny because she was asking me about this.
And he was carrying in a little bag. I'm like, why? What's that?
Oh, it's just...
He said, oh, it's a present for Henry and Tui. I'm like, oh, okay. He said, yeah, just for organising the night. And I'm like, oh, okay, sure.
She said, well, I haven't got my Secret Santa yet. And I told her, don't worry about it. But I had bought something.
So we go in there. It's all decorated like Christmas. There's all these piles of presents in the corner.
Everyone got seated in their places.
Tui's like, oh, it's Secret Santa time.
And the first person we're going to ask is Daniel. And then I was like, really? I didn't know how it was going to go.
Tui said, okay, Daniel, you're going first. So everyone, I didn't notice it too much at the time, but everyone whipped out their phones ready to do some recording. Daniel goes and gets the gift that he'd walked in with.
And the people were saying, is it for me? I said, no.
He said, oh, is this for so-and-so?
It's for someone really special to me.
And then he went over to Henry. Is this for Henry? I'm thinking, yeah, it's for Henry. No, it's not for Henry.
And I was taking this and walking over to Chelsea, and she was shaking her head saying,
that's not for me. He goes, yeah, it is. I'm like, no, it's not. You told me it was for Henry and Tui.
And I said, no, it's for you. And then, I got down on my knees and I gave her the gift.
So I'm taking these different things out of it. There's things like a stick of glue in there and a pack of cards. And I'm thinking, what is this? And I pull out this card and they're like, oh, everyone's like, oh, read it. And I open it and it's just like all of this writing. And the first part, you can tell it's all very deep and meaningful.
And I said, have a read.
And I looked down the bottom, it had, will you marry me? And I said, okay, Daniel, you can read it.
She got the message. And then she asked me, Dan, you have to read this. It was quite funny, but I read it over to her and proposed to her, saying, Charles, I've so privileged to come to know you, and you've come into my life in such a good time, a God time for me. And thank you for accepting me. Thank you, so wonderful. It's more than words can say. All I'm saying is, will you marry me?
I was like, yes, I will.
The lonely days are over. Let's meet in the middle. I'll always be your shoulder. I think I found a way. I'm no longer trying to find it. Let's make it official. Can't wait another day. 'Cause every time you're gone, I miss you. Oh, how can I resist you? I hope you feel the same. From the moment that I met you, I knew you were trouble.
Oh, it was beautiful. We were crying. We were crying right from the start. Oh, her dress was gorgeous.
Yeah.
She's been so secretive about it.
Yeah.
No, it was lovely.
Wonderful.
Lovely.
Lovely.
Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous.
Beautiful. I like the tree.
Yes.
Yes, the
I know.
tree. And the view.
Yeah, the backdrop could not be more stunning. It was
Yep.
great.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's very special. Yes, brought back memories of our own. And yeah, it was just lovely to see Chelsea, yeah, with the man of her dreams.
Oh,
Yeah, beautiful.
stunning.
Just Chelsea.
Yeah, very
Just
Chelsea.
Wouldn't be everyone's theme, but it fits Chelsea and Dan to a T. Yeah.
But beautiful backdrop, beautiful setting, and
Yeah.
this
Very
is
nice.
as Kel said, this is Chelsea's background. This is her history
And a home.
and
Yeah.
a home, and certainly it's a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so
intimate. It's
Chelsea.
beautiful.
Very intimate. Her dress
Yeah.
was amazing.
Straight back to our wedding day.
Yeah, so the music
It's
is
just-
wonderful
yeah.
too. Yeah.
Beautiful.
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 Most beautiful setting. It's absolutely adorable, and it's obviously taken a lot of time to get it set up, so we appreciated it.
It was amazing. Just the setting was just very Chelsea and everything I could imagine for Chelsea today, and just the creativity and thought put into everything.
The lonely days are over. It's me.
Yeah, loved it.
Amazing.
It was
That was beautiful.
simple, and it was all about them.
Yeah.
You know, and it was all about their love for one another. I thought Chelsea looked cute. That dress was perfect for her.
Oh, I just saw
And-
Chelsea in everything.
Yeah, you saw Chelsea in
Yeah,
everything.
Saw her creativity through everything, definitely.
Yeah, very creative couple.
I'm no longer trying to find it. Let's make it official. Can't wait another day.
I only ever wish the very best for Chelsea and Dan.
This is something Chelsea's been wanting for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I think today was just perfect, and she's got the best bloke.
We pray
Please.
heaps of babies for you both.
He's the Fijian babies.
Yes, they'll have like very fair complexions with Daniel's eyes and
Yeah.
his cute curly hair, and we just really pray that God's favor and his love and abundance will just flow through your marriage at all times, and that you'll continue to remember this point where you became one, and your wedding day when times get hard and struggles come your way. Remember that God has ordained this marriage from the very beginning. He knew you two would meet and become one. So we love you both and wish you all the best for your marriage.
Wish them every happiness, which I'm sure they'll have because they're both lovely people, and I just can't see them not having a happy life.
Oh, look, we just hope that it was great to hear of their shared faith as well, and that it's a priority for them to serve God. So we wish them all the best, serving God together as a unit.
Yeah. God bless them both.
I hope their marriage brings lots of fruit in their lives, and lots of little babies.
Love grows best when you meet each other's needs.
Yeah.
Unselfishly.
Yes.
I think They're two very different people that fit very, very well together.
We're so glad that both of you have met and have put together such a beautiful ceremony. It was better than what I could have ever expected. So thank you for having us, and thank you for just really putting a great day together.
The type of woman that Daniel was going to marry would have to be very special. I think Chelsea is that special woman.
Yeah, Daniel, you've got a good one there, mate. So it's nice to have met you for the first time. But yeah, we hope you both really enjoy a very prosperous life together in all senses of the word. And yeah, just really enjoy
Full of joy.
Being
Joy.
Yes, and enjoying the grace of God in your lives.
Love you, Daniel, and Chelsea.
And Chelsea.
But especially Daniel. I don't know Chelsea that well, but
looking
what
forward
I
to get
know
to
of
know
her,
her. Yes.
yeah, she's beautiful.
We wish you all the very best for the future.
Yeah, and we love you lots, and we're thankful that we could be here to celebrate the best day of your life. Mwah.